What's the point of leaving your job and quitting and moving ahead and just moving from one job to another, finding that right boss, which means you are so dependent on the boss, on the environment, on the circumstances for your progress. And by the time you have finished your career life, you look back and you say to yourself, hey, I was here to make a difference. I was here to succeed, to do something in my life. What did I do?
Authentic Talks is all about authentic conversations. This show is all about growth, love, respect, success, mind, body, and spirit. If you're looking to grow and become your authentic self, then this is the podcast for you. And I am your host, Shantae. Welcome to the show. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to Authentic Talks. I'm really excited. Again, yes, I'm always excited about our guest. This week is like no other, you guys. We're talking about success, all about success. And so this week's guest has been embraced by corporate America and organizations globally, ranging from Fortune 500 companies, mid-sized organizations, and management institutions to celebrity CEOs, entrepreneurs, government officials, and universities. Her advice gets you to the next level, no matter what, you guys. She lives with her philosophy that leadership starts and ends with you and believes that success can be achieved with both speed and serenity. Her books are popular worldwide amongst leaders and corporates, making her truly a global phenomenon. She has been featured on television, global magazines, newspapers, podcasts, and so much more. She is also a regular speaker on America's 88.1 FM. You guys, please welcome, I know you're excited, Payal Nanjiani to the show. Hi, Payal. Welcome to Authentic Talks.
Hey, Shantae, thank you so much for inviting me to Authentic Talks. And it's such a pleasure to be here on your platform that is helping so many people to, move ahead and become successful and change their mindset.
Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Can you introduce yourself to the audience, please?
Sure. My name is Payal Nanjiani, and I am a person who imagines a world which is, where maximum people are delivering their best results each day. They are showing up, showing leadership regardless of their title, and they are succeeding no matter what. And in order to drive this vision that I have been writing books about leadership and success mastery. I have this online leadership club that helps people become world-class leaders. And I get to work with some of the biggest companies in the world to help them and their team get there. And very recently, I launched the Unstoppable Leader virtual program for corporates as well as for individuals. It will be a public program very soon too, so that they can recover quickly from these economic times and from these economic crises that we are all in. And I love to, I'm a person who loves to spend a lot of time with my family, and I love, whenever I get a chance, I love to watch some classic Hollywood and Bollywood movies and hear some great songs. So in all, if I were to sum it up in one line, Shante, I would say I am all about leadership and success mastery since the past 21 years, globally speaking, with people and with companies.
I have to ask, how did you get there? What motivated or inspired you to become driven to help people with understanding success and what that looks like?
What drives me, why did I get this started, was honestly, it was the people and their dreams to succeed. Now, when I say people and their dreams to succeed, well, success, it really means different things to different people. It's wrapped up very different definition for each of us. And, what was happening is, when I moved to the US in the year of 2000, when I came there, I left a very thriving career back in India. And people, when people were always telling me that, wow, you are going into a land of opportunities. You are going to be surrounded by successful people all around you. So when I came there and I, struggled in the initial years to find a job and everything to get back to work, And I started to climb the corporate ladder quicker than what my colleagues would do. And I would, people have questions from people like, how are you moving ahead so soon? What is it that is taking you to move there? So bit by bit, I started to explain to people some of these strategies which were never open on public domains. And books, people used to read books and they would be like, we are reading books. Every book is saying, okay, if you want to achieve success in your life, get to time management. Or if you want to achieve success in your life, start to discipline or goal setting, or have good communication skills. But yet people were not getting to where they want to be. So that started to somehow create an uneasiness inside of me. And I used to always ask myself, and I used to question myself that, okay, everyone, whoever I speak to, would always be telling me, wow, you're in America, you're in a country which is full of successful people, it's a land of opportunities. Yes, of course it is. But then if it is, if it is a land of opportunities, if there is success around here, why is it that very few people are reaching their destination of success? Why is it that only few people become exceptional leaders in companies? Why is it that only few people are successful and majority of the people are working hard? They are moving, getting to their work every single day on time, finishing their projects much before deadline, putting in maximum efforts, but still getting minimum results. Still, the needle is not moving significantly for them. That started to disturb me. I started to feel that there is such a huge gap between the successful few and the struggling many, the exceptional leaders and the average leaders. And because of that uneasiness, which I really thank it happened to me, I started to research and dive more into all of this. And I began to notice that this gap is not limited to just the United States of America. It is everywhere in the world. It is so widespread, this gap between the successful few and the struggling many. What shocked me more was the fact that we are stepping at all times, we are progressing into a world, into an era of more information, easy access to information, to more resources, more better communication. Which means between you and me, if any of us were to go online and just search, how do I become successful? Oh my God, there is tons and tons of information. So despite all of that, why is the gap still persisting? Everyone should be successful. Everyone should have got what they want in their lives, but that's not the reality. So the more I, worked onto it, the more I understood that people are working with this myth that we have all been conditioned to believe that if you work hard, if you network, if you develop your skills, you're going to get there. You're going to be successful. Well, yes, to a certain extent, it's great when you start your career life, when you start your business, when you start getting into your jobs. It's great to have all of this. But the more I started to work and associate myself with these super successful people, I've been working now with millionaires. I've been working with top CEOs of companies. That's when I started to notice that these are very great initial steps, hard work, skill sets, and networking. But then there is something else which is missing, which these people who are standing head and shoulders above the rest are following, but majority people are not. So all in all, the passion, the force that I had inside of me to reduce this gap between the successful few and the unsuccessful many, to have more and more people step up in their career life, is what actually started to drive me to do what I'm doing today. And I wanted people to know that achieving success is no rocket science at all. It's what everyone does. It's what you can do. If the 7% can do it, the 93% can do it easily. And for that reason, Shanti, I started to write books that started to deconstruct these rituals and practices that I began to learn while coaching and speaking with these top players. And I started to deconstruct them and send it out to the people so that they know that there is another side of success, there's another side of leadership. And the way to your success is through your leadership. It is simple. And your leadership mindset, it's what needs to be developed.
Good stuff. Whenever you are talking about working with people, employees, to unleash the leader that's within each one of them, Is this a message that is tailored for like the CEOs and the management staff of the company, or is this like for all people within the company?
Yeah, it's for all the people, whether you are a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, whether you're an employee, you're a janitor. Basically, people, they believe that, and again, this is something that we have been conditioned to believe because we read these stuff in the business magazines and everything. But the reality is that we are all born to succeed. I feel that when you want to get into any leadership position, people feel that leadership is like a position. It's out there that I should go ahead and achieve it. So they are pursuing success, they are pursuing leadership. They feel that this is something which I should obtain from the outside. And once I get it, I'm going to feel good about myself. And in that pursuit, what happens is you begin to feel very unfulfilled. And see, the position is only one when we talk about leadership, right? There's only one position that comes up open. There is only one entrepreneur who will keep moving ahead and getting into the million bracket. But then, people fail to understand that the reason these people moved ahead in their lives is because they knew that they have the leadership inside of them. So when I talk about inner leadership, it's a concept I had introduced some years back in the corporates and then to the world at large. There is an inner leader inside of all of us. And when we begin to strengthen that leader, when we begin to develop that leader, we have a different outcome. It helps us to achieve those outcomes in the real world when we start to work in the world inside of us. And this is something we people in our career lives, we forget. We feel, oh my God, there's success to be achieved, there's leadership to be achieved. No, there is nothing outside. It's a vacuum outside, but there's a wholeness inside of you, which if you bring it to your career world, you're going to see a miraculous result.
Wow, that's really good stuff. So you host workshops. Tell me about like what you do. Do you go inside of the companies and you speak with people, or do you host events and then people come to you?
Yeah, so to be honest, Shante, in these amount of years, I've always been shying away from doing public events. I've been so fulfilled doing corporate events, speaking with corporate people, going there. But now what has happened is there has been so much of demand. I have been getting a lot of messages from people around the globe that, why don't you hold an event for all of us? Many of us are not able to attend those corporate events where you travel. And because of that, now I am actually putting together an event for the people. It's called Unstoppable Leader, of how these are the times where you've got to be an unstoppable leader and how your leadership is the only key to your success. Nothing is going to go beyond your leadership, not your income, not your status, not your progress, your growth, nothing at all. So if you want to grow, if you want to make sure that you are a person who is climbing up at all times, you've got to develop that inner leader. So yes, all this while I have been, and still I do a lot of executive coaching. I do a lot of workshops and keynotes for corporates. And now I have been doing a lot of coaching for the people at large. So I have people who contact my admin and they would say, I would like to have a coaching session with Payal. I get on the phone, I speak with them, I do sessions with them. And now the public seminar virtually, which will be coming up because now it's all the virtual era we are in.
Your book, it's called Success Within. Can you kind of elaborate on what that book is about and why someone should buy it? You said a lot of good stuff though, so I don't know if that's like a question that you basically already answered, but I'm looking here on your website and I just so happen to see the book. It looks like a book that I would think that most people would definitely be interested in when you're talking about the success being within, because oftentimes people may not realize that.
Yes, that's very true, Shante. That's my book. Most of the people, what happens is, like I said, they are working hard and their hard work is paying off, no doubt about it. They are doing well in their field. They have the skills and knowledge. But even with this progress, they are not where they want to be. I always tell people that we all, including myself, we have a very limited time in our career life. None of us are here to stay forever. So while you are here, you've got to speed up your journey. You've got to also make sure that you are speeding up the journey with a lot of serenity. Now, I have been working with executives who I see when they reach where they want to reach, they are completely burnt out, which I'm sure, many of us have heard those stories. Now, and what happens is when we look at them, we say, oh my God, achieving success is so difficult. Achieving success is so hard. No, it's really not hard. It's not rocket science, like I said. If you have to get to where you want to go, you have to speed up and you have to maintain a lot of serenity. Otherwise, yes, it's going to be hard. It's going to burn you out. And when you reach there, you're going to pass the message across to people who are behind you and you're going to tell them, oh my God, it's so hard to do what I did. And then you're just going to be stuck where you are. And that's why we see majority of the people stuck in the mid-level of their career, whether it is business owners or it is people who in the corporate. By the time they reach a mid-level, which usually takes them 10 to 15 years, they are drained out and they say, oh my God, just reaching till here has taken a toll on me and my family, especially on me, on the person itself. And then they look ahead and they feel, let it be, it's no point going further. That's why businesses fail. That's why people get stuck where they are in their careers, because they don't know the right methodology. What they feel is, what brought me here will take me ahead. So what I've done in this book is I have distilled 21 ways in which you can achieve your results, prosperity and fulfillment by changing your leadership mindset. I come back to this every time, Shanti, because I have seen it in my life. Nothing ever surpasses your leadership. It's not possible to go ahead without developing that inner leader. So what I've done is in this book, I have written those 21 ways, which you will not find it easily on the public domain. Those 21 ways which actually are going to turn you around from the inside and will help you to achieve your outcome. I'll give you a very simple example. The people who we see standing head and shoulders above the rest, they work on what is called regret. Now, many of us feel, oh, it's okay to regret. It's fine. Regret is a part of life. No, it's not. It holds you back. It's a big burden that you're carrying on yourself, and it's going to slow down your progress. So how do you deal with that? How do you make sure that that regret is no longer a part of you? And it will help you to make better decisions, because majority of the people, what they do is, because they have regretted in the past, they are scared of making future decisions. And to move ahead, you've got to make better decisions. So, how these people at the top, they deal with a factor called regret. What about expediting your happiness? So all these are the 21 ways I've distilled in this book. And you'll be happy to know that I also have the next book coming up. My publisher sent me an email just yesterday that it's gone for printing. So happy about that. I would definitely want to tell the people here, and that the next book is again talking about how you become unstoppable in any economy. Because now today we are blaming the economy, we are blaming crisis, we are saying, oh my God, my work is stuck, how do I move ahead? Well, now that book is completely about any economy that you are in. You should be able to move ahead.
What do you do if you are in a situation where you do have the success within and you're following advice and instruction that you provide, but yet they have someone above them that they don't have the leadership skills and you don't understand how they got in that position, but that's your boss? How do you handle that?
Wow, I love that question, Shante. That question of yours reminds me of a real life incident that actually took place in my own life. And, do you think I could share it here?
Yes, absolutely.
So, this happened, again, it was one of the jobs that I was working in when I had stepped into the US in 2000. And I was working in this mid-sized company, which I was very happy with my job, with the pay I was getting and with my colleagues. But I was really, really frustrated with my boss. Now, not that she wasn't a great person. In fact, she was very great when it came to designing the content for the ads and for speaking with the clients and everything. But when it came to people management, she was a boss that you really did not want to deal with at all. Every single day, I used to go to the work feeling so frustrated, and I could not leave the job because I was very new to America at that point of time. And I was like, okay, I need to have that experience here before I jump. A year had passed and there was constant friction between her and me. And I would feel the same, what you said. I would feel, oh my God, she has absolutely no leadership in her and she just can't guide the people. And I'm much better off than what she is doing. So after a year, I did what most of us would do. I wrote my resignation letter. I submitted it because I knew I would get a job anywhere now. To my surprise, the resignation letter was rejected. And I was called by the VP, and because it's a mid-sized company, you're always connected to the top. So the vice president, he said, the CEO of the company is very well aware of your work and everybody's work. What he suggests is that rather than leaving, would you want to just join another department that would help you to work independently, and we'd be able to gauge where you're moving? And I said, yes, of course, because I loved what I'm doing. So I took up that role. I went ahead, and within a year, I moved ahead into the leadership roles. I progressed. And I still remember it was that year of 2004. The CEO of the company, he was going to spend 5 minutes with each of us just before the Thanksgiving holiday break. And I was very excited because I felt this was my time to thank him. So when he came to meet with me and he sat, and I immediately, my first words were, thank you so much for helping me to move ahead. And he looked into my eyes, and he said, oh, Payal, I have not helped you to move ahead. In fact, you've got yourself stuck. And I was so, I was just, it was mind blowing for me. I didn't know what to say, and that time he looked straight into my eyes, and he was 65 years old then. I still remember his words. It gives me goosebumps when I talk about it. He said, Payal, each of us, undeniably in our career life, we are going to face a lot of problems, challenges, obstacles. We are going to have bad bosses. We're going to, have the work pressure, the deadline. We are also going to have our own share of success and failure. And he said, Payal, each of us are also going to be given 4 options in our lives. He said, option number 1 is, when you face problems, when you have a bad boss, whatever is your situation, your challenge, option number 1 is you stay where you are and just ignore everything else and move ahead. Option number 2 is you quit, you submit your resignation, move on to a new boss, new company. Option number 3, you stay where you are, you adjust, but at the same time, every single day you come to work feeling frustrated and complaining. And option number 4 is you develop yourself, you make yourself so powerful that you can lead the way and you can move ahead. And he said everything in your career life, whether your job or your business, will only depend on the choice you make out of these 4 options. 5 minutes done, he thanked me and he left. Shanti, I can't tell you the impact it had. Now, that time I was very new, I must have been very much in my early 20s, and it did not really make much sense to me, but somewhere it did hit me to the core. And as I navigated through my own corporate life, and as I navigated through my own work, where I left my corporate work and I became globally known in doing what I'm doing today, I realized that for each of us, option number 4 is the only way to succeed, to truly succeed in whatever the definition of success means to you. Because, this is your fertile ground. When you have a boss who is not what you want it to be, oh my God, it's a fertile ground for you to develop your leadership, stay where you are and see if you can work things out. What's the point of leaving your job and quitting and moving ahead and just moving from one job to another, finding that right boss, which means you are so dependent on the boss, on the environment, on the circumstances for your progress. And by the time you have finished your career life, you look back and you say to yourself, hey, I was here to make a difference. I was here to succeed, to do something in my life. What did I do? Just move from one place to another, one job to another, searching for that boss, that environment, that right time. It will never come in your life. You will always be putting your hands out and begging people to help you to move ahead. That's what Success is Within is all about. And that's how I established Success is Within leadership that became globally known.
Wow, that's good stuff. I love it. I absolutely love it. And, it is so true that oftentimes people become so frustrated that they throw in the towel and they just say, I'm out of here. They quit. And then they move to the next job. And then after they're there for a while, sometimes they discover that they're running into the same problems, where it's not going to be the perfect environment. Now, what happens? How do you know when it's really time to pack it up? Is it when the company itself just has like a ton of that all around it? Or no matter what, are you to dig within and find that success?
You're supposed to move on. Yes, definitely. You don't have to be stuck where you are. But when you want to move on, it should not be because of frustration. It should not be because of tension, anxiety, or just because you're not getting along with someone. it should be because you feel you've outgrown the job. It's because you feel that you have, so much you have contributed here that now for your success, you need to go somewhere. It should be with the belief that success is within me, and wherever I go, I will be successful. That company will be successful because of me. So don't move out because frustration or tensions or anxiety, you're going to carry that tension and anxiety there with you, just like you said, Shante. It's because you don't know how to break that pattern. And until you don't know how to break that pattern, it's just going to be a matter of a year. There'll be a new challenge in the new role, in the new company. Your boss might all of a sudden change. And then what are you going to do? You have the same pattern of leaving and moving on. So don't follow that chain. Break that chain by knowing that you are moving on, not because of frustration, not because of tensions or anxiety, not because you're not getting growth in this company. No, it's because you believe in yourself that I've been so successful in doing what I want to do here. I was able to manage with the boss like this. I was able to still outgrow and deliver my best. It's time for me to move out. I'm not being pushed out because of the circumstance or because of the people. Do you see the difference here, Shante?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do see the difference. And I really like what you're saying. It does make sense. It's also better for both parties, for the company as well, to not have to continuously train new employees and have a revolving door, because it also messes up the morale within the job. Sometimes when you're constantly having new people come in and then people trying to learn new processes, and you only have a certain amount of people that they can ask questions to. So yeah, I like what you're saying. And the question that I asked wasn't necessarily for me personally, but I have had that experience in my life as well, where in the past, I have had a difficult boss, and it was really tough because when they're not people, like they don't know how to manage. And then on top of that, when you have the non-people person and then you have them without the knowledge, where they're not the person, that you can ask for assistance, then that makes it even more frustrating as well for a lot of people too.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And that's why I always say that leadership has nothing to do with your position or title. It has a lot to do with how you are managing your inner leader first.
So you mentioned that you're going to put together something where people could be involved. What is that going to be like, and when? Is it Zoom type meeting or?
Yeah, Shante, it's going to be virtual now because of the times that we are all in. So, if people join, if they just go on my website and they join my leadership club, they automatically get admitted into the leadership club. It's, of course, at no charge. This is more of me helping more and more people become world-class leaders and succeed. So once they join the leadership club, they get all the information about my upcoming sessions and everything. But yes, it's going to be virtual. It's going to be a master class of 3 days, which will be 2 hours each. And there'll be a lot of takeaways, a lot of things that they will get along with it so that they can practice, read, and a lot of material and content that they will find it hard to get it on public domains, because these are straight from people with whom I work at the top level. So basically, for people to know that achieving success requires certain rituals and practices. And once they are able to get those rituals and practices, their journey is as simple as anyone else whom we see on the top today.
If someone wanted to purchase your book, where can they find it?
They can find it on Amazon online. Worldwide, it's available. In the US, it's also available in Barnes & Noble online. And of course, if they would like a signed copy, I can also send them a signed copy from my website, or they can just email me, and my admin or someone and my publisher can have them post to them. So there are many ways, but the easiest way is Amazon.com and Barnes & Noble.
All right, got it. You mentioned that you do coaching. Is this like you do one-on-one type coaching, or is this in the setting in which you're going to offer the 3-day masterclass? Is it in that same format where people would log in to a virtual meeting and then it's like other people involved as well? Or do you coach like one-on-one?
So, with your questions, Shante, regarding the coaching, yes, the coaching is one-on-one. And then we also have a VIP group, which I call Iconics. Iconics coaching is a group coaching where I take only 15 people at a time. They have reached a certain level in their career and they want to grow ahead in their business, in their career. So that's Iconics is a group of like-minded people. Then there is one-on-one coaching, and there is a master class, those 3 days master class that I mentioned. When people join the leadership club, which is online, you can just go on my website and just become a member of the leadership club. That's where you get a lot of content, the videos, the audio and everything.
Got it. And then Payal, I have to ask, can you leave us with like 3 books that you would recommend? Now, we know that your books are definitely high on the list. We know Success is Within is definitely one of them. But are there any other books you would recommend to the audience that they should read as well?
Yeah, some of the ones that have helped me, is I loved reading the book Think and Grow Rich. Okay, I really loved that book. I loved reading How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's by Dale Carnegie, I think. I had, good insights reading that. And then there was a book long back that I read. My father had gifted it to me. Tough times never last, but tough people do. And that's another book that I've always held on to. That's actually one of the books I've really held on to even till now. I think any season that you read that book, it only helps you to get back on your feet and move ahead.
And when can we expect the date of the new book to come out?
Oh, I'm so excited for it. According to my publisher, I think it should be very soon, hopefully by next month. And again, if people are connected with me online on any of the online platforms or the Leadership Club, definitely I would be putting up the date there that it's released. And we're just hoping that, this book is really going to help people to come out of any economy that they are in.
All right, that's good stuff. And lastly, Payal, I have to ask, what advice do you have for the audience during this time for them to stay positive, stay focused, and stay on the grind?
I would say 3 things, Shante. One is work on yourself, condition yourself. There is so much of noise outside today. Nobody knows what news is true, what is fake. A lot of noise around the business world on downsizing, on losing jobs, on businesses failing. I have so many entrepreneurs who come to me. So condition yourself to be successful, work on yourself. And that's what I've been all helping people to do in these times. Take action. It's very easy to procrastinate. It's very easy to sit on the chair and complain and say, oh my God, the economy is not doing good. It's a crisis time. Nothing is going to work. So I'll delay my actions. So instead of that, take daily actions as if everything was just the way you wanted it to be. What type of actions will you take that time? Do the same right now. And have a disciplined life, because we are all at home. We are forced to be at home during these times. I love traveling. My life has always been on the plane, in the sky. And this is the first time, truly the first time that I have been, it feels I'm grounded on the ground. So, what I found worked for me personally to keep up with my clients, to keep up with so many clients of mine worldwide was a disciplined life. What time you wake up, what time you sleep should not be affected by what's happening outside. So I think these 3 things, condition yourself, take daily actions, and be disciplined, should help you enough to be inspired from within to keep moving ahead.
That's good stuff. Where is the first place that you think you'll head once this COVID virus is under control and it's time for people to travel again?
I don't know. I've been getting calls from different places, that in January, everything will open up. My next maybe New Jersey, I've been having one travel being really on a hold in Canada and the other in the Asian countries. So I think once things open up, first step is to see where is it safe to travel.
Yeah, that's good. I'm looking forward to doing some traveling myself.
Wow.
I can't wait. I'm thinking about making a trip to Africa, and I do want to go to Canada as well because it's kind of close. I think I can it's not far. It's pretty close. Yeah. Like I've just heard a lot about different places, but Bali is one.
Yes. Oh yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And I would love to go to Bora Bora. And that's just for a vacation. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My vacation, I love Rome. I love Spain. They have some authenticity of very different culture. I think that's another great place. But I think you have a great travel list on, great travel plans on your list.
That's my bucket list, and I can't wait. Payal, I really enjoyed talking with you.
I'm a person who loves to connect. So feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or social media or my leadership club. And I really want to say a big thanks to Shante, the work that you are doing to get people to move ahead and to progress through your platform of, authentic podcast. Such a great job, Shante. And thank you so much for inviting me to be here and to be of value to the people through this platform of yours.
Thank you so much for coming on. I do appreciate it so much, and I love what you're doing. I wish you so much success, even more than you've already had, and lots of positive energy coming your way. And I'm excited to get my book. And I guess I'm going to get my book autographed.
Oh, thank you so much. I look so forward to sending it to you.
All right. I'm glad that we were able to get together, and you have good information that people need. That we all can use.
PayalNanjiani.com. It's PayalNanjiani.com.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I appreciate you coming on and hanging out with me. Thank you, Payal. One of the things that Payal said, you guys, that I really took away from the show was the fact of job hopping, leaving a job to go to another job, because you're going to run into the same types of things. You're going to run into the same type of people sometimes. Sometimes it could be leadership, sometimes it's the people you work with, or it could just simply be the company. And you have to make a decision if you're going to show up every day and unleash that leader within you. Success is within. I absolutely love it. I recommend you guys check out the book. It's located on Amazon as well as on her website. All of the information for Payal will be located in the show notes. If you want to reach out to her, you can definitely check out her website to see how you can do that and join her program that she's offering at this time. You guys, I actually really enjoyed the show, and I have heard that before, that it's really tough, like when you have a boss that is a certain way, or like when there's a disconnect from the management layer to the staff. And oftentimes it causes a low morale within that company, and a lot of people end up leaving. A lot of times they leave and you go to your next job to only find that you're running into the same situation. So it's about learning what you can do on your part to show up being the leader that you are every single day. All right, you guys, I hope that you were able to find that there was something in the show that you're able to take away and implement it in your corporate America life or your entrepreneur life, and even within your personal life. Success is within. Success is within. I absolutely love it, you guys. Mindset is everything. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Shante with Authentic Talks.